this video, we'll be taking a look at Obi-Wan Kenobi for the 2008 30th anniversary line. So he was figure number 1 as part of the 2008 line, which means he was figure number 1 to include the named plate stand here. And of course, as I mentioned in previous videos, there was roughly around 15 action figures released in that line, half known for the Force Unleashed and the other half were pretty much Revenge of the Sith specific. So for this Obi-Wan, I still think it is one of the best Obi-Wans that Hasbro's ever made to date. I'm pretty sure the TVC action figure pretty much utilizes this exact same Obi-Wan, other than maybe a few differences here and there, but it's pretty much the same exact body, maybe even the same head sculpt. I do not have the TVC Obi-Wan, but this action figure you're looking at here is actually not the very first interpretation of this particular Obi-Wan sculpt, and that actually belongs to the 2005 Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan in pilot gear, which unfortunately it contained a plastic cape, and it was a type of plastic cape where there wasn't a whole lot of mobility to it, so it didn't really show off exactly how great that Obi-Wan action figure was. And if you kept it in the package, you're really not going to see just the incredible engineering that contained at the time. And the only way you could really utilize it is if you take that plastic cape off. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's the same exact Obi-Wan as you see here, so this would be the second release for the 30th anniversary. And similar to the Darth Vader that I reviewed previously, this Obi-Wan actually did not get in the 30th anniversary line, so the stand with the name you see here did not belong to this Obi-Wan. I actually got this in the Saga Legends line in 2009 at the same time as the Vader, as you can see right here. And it also did contain the battle gear. And I'm pretty sure it was the same exact variant of the battle gear with the brownish orangish stripe that you see here. And if you want to see exactly what all is contained within this battle gear, I suggest you go ahead and check out this Darth Vader that I reviewed previously. Otherwise, it's just standard clone trooper and battle droid accessories that we've gotten with so many action figures over the years, like the battle droid blaster and the DC-15 rifle. Nothing too unique about it, but it's always nice to have those extra accessories on hand just in case you need them, in case you lose a weapon or anything along those lines. But anyways, we'll go ahead and take a look at this Obi-Wan. So as far as Obi-Wans are concerned, I think this is a really good likeness to Ewan McGregor. As you can see, he's looking a little sweaty, I would say, and that's because this is supposed to be based upon Mustafar. Proportions are really good on this figure. I will say, I think he's a little bit short though. In fact, I'll just show this right now. Of course, he is crouching a little bit, but even with that aside, I'll put Vader on his stand here. Of course, I think Anakin is a little bit taller than Obi-Wan, but to me, it just seems like Obi-Wan could be just a little bit of a hair taller. But it's not too bad still. Other than that, the proportions are really good on this. Similar to the Vader, he has a combination of the soft goods and plastic for his lower tunic. But unlike Vader here, who has the extension of his tunic in the back, Obi-Wan does not have that. And he has that tan color robes, and of course his boots. In terms of articulation, Very nice articulation neck there. It is on a ball joint, and it has a wide range of motion. You can even get him to look down a little bit on this figure, which is really nice. He does have hinge at the shoulders, then hinged elbows, swivel wrist, and that hinge at the elbow is really good too. I think it goes a little bit past 90 degrees. He does have a joint at the torso there. I don't know if he has hinged hips like the Vader here. Let me see. Yes, he does have hinged hips. I've never really utilized it so much on this figure, and I kind of feel like they could break a little bit. Yeah, as you can see. And I suppose you could get them in a kicking motion if you work with it a little bit. Nice for him to have that soft goods here to allow for that flexibility. He does have joint at the knees and hinged ankles as well. So super articulated for this action figure. And keep in mind, this is a 2005 sculpt actually. So the fact we got a super articulated Obi-Wan back in 2005 is really remarkable. And it still holds up well to this day. In terms of weapons and accessories, of course, if you have the 30th anniversary figure, you will come with the stand. And for the purposes of my action figure, he came with the battle gear. And then his lightsaber. Same exact Obi-Wan lightsaber that we've gotten so many times over. But it is a nice hilt and a nice blue blade. Unfortunately, he does not come with an unignited hilt, but he does have a hole on his belt where you can fit one, and you do have an unignited Obi-Wan hilt here, which I usually do have displayed, like so. Another nice thing about this is you can get him to hold his lightsaber with two hands, pretty much no problem. And here he is with his former student. The very first two action figures in the 2008 30th anniversary line. And they look really good side by side. So like I said with the Vader, and like I've said with Obi-Wan so far, I think these are some of the best interpretations of Obi-Wan and Anakin that we've gotten in Hasbro Star Wars history, quite frankly. In terms of 3 3/4 inch, that is. So I would highly recommend them both for your collection. What else can I say about them? They have had their share of releases over the years, so in terms of price, I don't think... I know Vader here goes for like $20 or less, free shipping, brand new, and I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan's not that far behind. But in case you don't want the specific version of Obi-Wan, you could always get the Revenge of the Sith one with the pilot gear, which is basically the same exact action figure. The head might be slightly different, or at least in the paint that is. But other than that, it's pretty much just the same exact body. And I think, of course, we know Revenge of the Sith action figures are typically not that much in terms of price, so you might find one for a good price there. Overall, some of the best action figures Hasbro's produced of these characters. They still hold up really well today. And even if Hasbro does make a brand new Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, and Obi-Wan, I still think these will hold up really good with those. Will they be number one still? Who knows? It's up to interpretation and personal preference. But regardless, I think these will hold up to the test of time. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will be lots more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support. and check out some of the links in the description as well. As always, thanks for watching.